Screaming like the start of a race. Diet Pepsi's my fuel in this Monday maze. Shake the weekend fog off my tired face. The hustling begins, no time to waste. Hey Monday, motivation, bring it on. Let's do this thing. The crowd won't stop, the fire will show. Step by step, I'll feel the glow. It's my time now, let's start the show. Sun climbs up higher, chasing dreams like chasing fire. Got my rhythm set to overdrive. This Monday motivation vibe's keeping me alive. Hey Monday, motivation, bring it on. Let's do this thing. The crowd won't stop, the fire will show. Step by step, I'll feel the glow. It's my time now, let's start the show. Street lights fading, sun climbs up higher, chasing dreams like chasing fire. Got my rhythm set to overdrive. This Monday motivation vibe's keeping me alive. Hey Monday, motivation, bring it on. Let's do this thing. The crowd won't stop, the fire will show. Step by step, I'll feel the glow. It's my time now, I own the show. Know that we can be heavy, but I'm tougher still. Climbing the mountain, fueled by will. Each heartbeat whispers, yes you can. I'm golden, helping every woman and man. Hey Monday, motivation, bring it on. Let's do this thing. The crowd won't stop, the fire will show. Step by step, I'll feel the glow. It's my time now, let's start the show.
Hey guys, welcome in. Y'all know what time it is. It is Monday motivation night, which means it's obviously Monday, right? So welcome in everybody. I'm so glad to see each and every one of you here. If you do not know who I am, if you are brand new to my channel, you've never been here before, I am Pamela, aka Scooterrenee. I'm your host of tonight's Monday motivation, as I am for all Monday motivation. So welcome in. Not only do I do Monday motivation, but also do auctions on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and maybe some Fridays in there, and any other time I can find to jump on either somebody else's channel or I do a pop-up on my channel. So usually you can find me somewhere around the YouTube. I like to, or excuse me, I did not say that right. You can find me somewhere around the YouTube. That's my favorite word. But you can find me somewhere around the YouTube. I drop shorts. Here lately, I've missed one day, but I've been doing it every day. So you can always catch me in my shorts. I'll post in the community, what used to be the community post. Some you can get a hold of me anyway on YouTube for sure. And then all those great things. So make sure you do all the YouTube things. Speaking of YouTube, do the YouTube things. Make sure you subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Make sure you ring the bell for all notifications and a thumbs up. We would greatly appreciate that as well. I say we, it's just me, myself, and I. So I guess that is we, right? Again, if you are new to my channel, welcome in. I am so glad to have you here. I hope you'll continue to come back every Monday to get your motivation, jumpstart your week on the right track and everything. And all my OGs, I see you popping in the chat. Thank you for being here. Would not be able to do this if it wasn't for you guys. So every time I thank you for being here, do know that I do not take you being here lightly. Monday motivation would not be where it's at. Let's see, we're on 134 episode. It would not be where it's at if it wasn't for you guys. So as always, thank you. And Steph became a new member of my YouTube channel. And it's those type of things that also help support my YouTube channel. And it goes a long ways as well. So thank you, Steph, for becoming a member of my channel. I greatly appreciate that as well. There are ways that you can help support the channel and everything. if you would like. That's only out of your own heart. If you want to do that, you're more than welcome to do that. But there's always the super chat, super stickers if you would like to support. Obviously, PayPal is always the option as well. But, I do this on Monday nights because I enjoy doing this. And there's so much hatred and harsh words. Unfortunately, if you were over on Tammy's channel a while ago, you saw some of that tonight. Unfortunately, there's so much of that kind of BS that goes around that's why Monday Motivation is what it is. That's why I do this, is because we all need encouragement and support each other, building each other up, not tearing each other down. And so therefore, that's why Monday Motivation exists. So long welcome for the OGs. But again, like I said, it's because of you guys that I'm able to do this. So the playback crew, as always, love having my playback crew. I always love when you leave a comment and say that you're the playback crew. So if you will let me know that you're the playback crew, thank you again. This wouldn't be what it is without the playback crew. And if you want to participate in the chat participation, you can comment with those answers down below, and I will make sure that you get entered into the monthly drawing as well. So if you have a question about that, let me know. But for the most part, I think everybody knows about the 2 monthly drawings that I do, the shorts hashtag drawing and the chat participation. If you do not know what I'm talking about, let me know in chat as I come and say hello to you. I'll read that question and I will let you know what it is then. But other than that, I'm not going to go into it because I do that when we do the drawing. So speaking of the chat, let's see who all is here. Let's say hello to some people. Yeah, whatever, Steph. Well, I'm so glad you and Mr. Stephanie, I'm so glad y'all made it home safely. That was very worrisome of y'all being on that trip. I know it was for you guys as well. And then just the setback of everything. I'm so glad y'all are home safe. But hello, Mr. Stephanie. Welcome in. Good to see you, buddy. We got Kathy here. Hello, Kathy. Welcome in. So glad to see you as well. We got Josie. Hey, Josie. So you will hit the 3 dots out to the side of each other's names. Support one another by subscribing to each other's channel. But I also go on Josie's channel this Wednesday with Selena at 6 p.m. Central. So if you want to come and see what we have to show you guys Wednesday night at 6 p.m. Central, if you will click on those 3 dots out to the side of Josie's place, hit go to channel and hit the subscribe over there. Then that way you don't miss it. Same thing with Dream Chaser, Tammy. And then I'll mention those as we come up to them. I said hello to Kathy. There is Steph. There she is. Good to see you. We got my favorite brown sugar in the whole wide world, Karen. Welcome in, Karen. Good to see you. There's Tammy. Dream Chaser in the chat. Welcome in. Good to see you. And then we got the sweet Nancy Smith. Welcome in, Nancy. Good to see you as always. And let's see, make sure I'm not missing anything here, and saying hello to everybody as well. Did I say hello to Joanne? See, there's my problem right there. If I did not say hello to Joanne, hello. Y'all know I forget as soon as I say it. So welcome in. Good to see you, Joanne. All right. I think let's do this thing, right? Ashley. Hey, Ashley. Welcome in. Good to see you, sweet girl. Let's see. Who else do we have? Ashley's a member, so thank you, Ashley. I appreciate that so very much. We got my feather sister, Selena, in chat. Welcome in, Selena. Good to see you. Lisa D. Welcome in, Lisa D. Always so good to see you. Yeah, but, it's just like you're a brand new member all over again. I got to celebrate it, right? All right. Oh, thank you, Tammy. I appreciate that. I hope so. Now, I was running my mouth a little too much with Selena, and I bit my tongue, like really bit it. And I was like, okay, Lord, I hear you. I'm going to be quiet. I'm going to be quiet, dear Lord. But it was like bleeding on top and bottom. I was like, okay, I hear you, God. I hear you. I'm going to be quiet. You made me bite my tongue. Yep. I'm biting my tongue. Oh, I hope so, Steph. So if y'all can keep Steph in your prayers, they've had some car issues, so seems like once Mr. Steph fixed something, then something else happened. So, and then also Karen, I don't think Karen will mind me sharing this. Where did you go, Karen? I know you're somewhere here in chat. Well, there you are. So this is Karen, guys. If y'all can keep Karen and her family in your prayers, her grandson is having surgery December. Where the heck did that come from? Oh my goodness. August 18th is having brain surgery. And so she's going to be out of town helping with taking care of him and everything for a week. So if y'all can pray for that whole situation, we would greatly appreciate that. Let's see. I don't know where I left off in chat. Oh, yeah, I know. Now I know where I left off. Okay. Making sure I'm not missing anybody or anything. I'm glad you were kidding, Steph, because I didn't want to have to explain that. Mary. Hey, Mary. Welcome in. Good to see you, Mary. All right. And I'm sorry, Lisa D. I saw you say that in chat earlier. Weren't you over at Tammy's? Am I dreaming that? They're not crochet. And you also asked it on the short as well. They're not crochet. I don't think they are. No, they're not crochet. They are material and embroidered, I think. Oh, here we go on this camera. They're embroidered is what they are. But they're my favorite pair of earrings that I own. So every time I wear red, I have to wear these. It makes me feel feisty, you know. All right. But yeah, these are, I was with my oldest daughter at her oral surgeon appointment. She's going to be 31 in a week. And she still needs her mama. So I was with her there. And the nurse that was talking to Shelby, all of a sudden she just stopped right in the middle of what she's talking about. She goes, I love your earrings. I was like, oh, thank you. They're a showstopper. Oh, I figure you went mine, Karen. Right, Selena? Yes. Yes, that's always the biggest scare is when the engine goes bad and you get bad fuel, right? Yes. Where are you, Scoot? I'm right here. Where am I supposed to be? All right. Yeah, I bet I bet anybody could easily crochet these. But yeah, it's got the felt material on back. So apparently they do that part and then they put it on that. So, but thank you. They're my favorite earrings I have. So, all right, guys, I hope you all had a great weekend. As always, Robert and I went to Bargains Galore Highway 64 sales. That was all day Saturday. And, they have like yard sales, side of the road sales. They got vendor sales. They got flea market sales. They got church rummage sales. You know, they have it all on Highway 64. And that is sales that go 160 miles from a place called Beebe, Arkansas, all the way up to Fort Smith, Arkansas. So to kind of put it in relative, I guess, speaking, from here, from Little Rock, it is 2 hours up to Fort Smith. So that tells you how far. And then BB is like 45 minutes away from us. So, you know, it's a long stretch of highway. And this year was their 26th year to do this. And so I think this is mine and Robert's third year to go. So I enjoy it. You never know what you're going to find. I didn't find as much as I normally find. But I still enjoy it. So. Joanne, you let me know if you find it. Yes. So, Steph, we'll have to make a plan next year for that, for sure. Yes. Because Robert and I, we've always done BB to Conway. Or maybe just a little past Conway. Very rare do we make it past that. So that would be a good goal for us to do next year. So, let's see. And then afterwards, Robert and I, we went ahead and drove on into BB and went to one of my favorite flea markets there as well. there's just so many that there's no way you can hit every single one of those yard sales, but it's so worth it if you can go to as many as you can. And then they only do it Thursday through Saturday. I'm like, I really wish y'all would do it Thursday through Sunday or Friday through Sunday, because those of us that have to work and everything, like, there's no way. I mean, Saturday is the only day that we could do this, and so there's no way you could make all that in one day. No way at all, unless you just did drive-bys, you know. So I really wish they would do Sundays. I mean, and there's some people that still will advertise on their Facebook page that they're doing Sunday. But by the time you get home and everything, it's like, I don't want to have to drive that far again for maybe one sale. So Fayetteville is 3 hours from us, I think. Really, no. Robert, how far is Fayetteville from us?
On a good map, about 4 or 5 inches.
How far is Fayetteville from us?
Probably close to 3 hours.
Okay. He wants to be smart with me right now.
It's 2
So,
to Fort Smith and then another hour.
2 to Fort Smith and another hour to Fayetteville, right? Yeah, so it's not far at all, Steph. We've driven that, gotten up like at 6 or 7 in the morning, drove up there in time for the flea markets to open, and then drove back that afternoon. So it's not that far of a drive. It's not a terrible drive at all. Hey, my sister Cool. She said we had a great weekend with our nieces, and Savannah joined us for lots of fun. Oh, yes, this afternoon. I forgot that today was their last day with you guys. No, I'm glad y'all had a great visit. Well, you'll have to come this way, Selena. You will have, but who could ever forget about you anyway? So, and I think our only complaint for that day was the heat. It was stupid hot, and the people also, our biggest chief complaint, and we had only one complaint, is that the people that are doing the sales, they really need to use bright, colorful signs and a thick black marker to get your attention, because they use little cardboards. They put them on those small little signs. And I mean, by the time you see it, you're already driving past it. So, Robert and I would be driving along. It was like, oh, there was a sale. Oh, well, keep on driving until we find the next sign. So, oh, I think your mom would love Robert too. So, yep. You just got to watch them sometimes, right? So, yesterday was a day at home for me. I did not do anything. I did get some stuff done around the house. And then I went and sold over on Black Widow's channel. I haven't seen her pop in yet, but that's another one to go and subscribe to. Steph is another one. Selena, obviously. Dream Chaser. We were just on with Dream Chaser Tammy a few minutes ago. So we are on with her on Mondays at 5:30. So you can go and subscribe to her. And then Cool Ranch is on with me on Thursdays, but she does other things. So that's why I say just support each other. Just go on each other's channel, hit subscribe. That way you don't miss anything, regardless, And it doesn't hurt anything. It takes you 1 second to go in there and subscribe, and it's not hurting anything at all. So let's see. Tonight's topic is what I was looking forward to. Is cause of bad habits. What is the cause of our bad habits? Why do we do them? And we're going to go over how to find out what our bad habits are. So if you know you got some bad habits, but you're not quite sure what they are, we're going to figure that out. And then we're going to fix the causes of our bad habits. If you really have some bad habits that you want to get rid of, we're going to fix those tonight too. So, but first, positive spot thought. Woo! I just now read the first 4 words of this quote. And I need Dream Chaser Tammy to be paying attention to this first part. And maybe the second part. But first part goes like this. You are not powerless. You are not powerless. You have the strength and determination to overcome any challenge and achieve your goals. It all starts with believing in yourself and your ability to create a positive change. Saying no to the wrong things creates space to say yes to the right things. You leave old habits behind by starting out with the thought, I release the need for this in my life. I release the need for this in my life. But the biggest part there, Tammy, is you are not powerless. So, not sure if there's anyone in chat that struggles with a smoking addiction or not, but there is actually a book out there called Easy Way to Stop Smoking by Alan Carr. And I'm like, what? Really? Is that easy? It says so Alan Carr is the author of that book. And he has that one, and he even has one called Easy Way for Women to Stop Smoking. So if you're a woman and you're a smoker, check out this book. Anyways, I found that this book was very interesting as I was just reading like the preview, whatever you call that, review type thing. And as I was getting my notes ready, because I'm not a smoker, but, I know that has been in my family and friends and stuff like that. So as I was getting my notes ready for tonight's topic, I was looking at the review of that book and everything. And last week, we talked about how sometimes our family or our friends can help with habits, or they could possibly hurt us with a habit. And we talked about how things like smoking, is one big thing, or drinking, whatever it may be. Friends usually started smoking because of another friend, or they started drinking because another friend, or they started gambling because another friend. Any type of addiction, they started shopping because of the other friend, those kind of things. And we're going to cover that as well. But this book supposedly, this easy way to stop smoking, this book supposedly frees you from the mental burden of smoking. And it has things in it like stop lying to yourself. You don't actually want to smoke. You don't really even enjoy this. And it's to help people not to feel like a victim anymore to smoking, is what this book is about. Love you too, Tammy. Vaping, I would think you could still consider it for that too, Steph. Yes, vaping. It was very interesting to me. But the author, he uses a clever approach to assist smokers in overcoming their cravings. And he takes each trigger, he takes each cue, as we have learned in the first law of behavior change, takes those cues and he links to smoking and gives it a fresh perspective, turning into something positive, a new meaning to it. It is an easy way to stop smoking. He also has a book out there for women as well, Easy Way for Women to Stop Smoking. It's by Alan Carr, Carr, Alan Carr. So, in his book, he says things like, you think you are quitting something, but you're not quitting anything because cigarettes do nothing for you. You think smoking is something you need to do to be social, but it's not. You can be social without smoking at all. And lastly, you think smoking is about relieving stress, but it's not. Smoking does not relieve your nerves, it destroys them. Now that right there was an eye-opener to me. It doesn't relieve your nerves as much as you like to think. It actually is destroying them, which no one needs to be preached at when it comes to that, but you know what it is. So, and he also keeps saying the same things over and over. Make sure you really understand this, he emphasizes. You're not losing anything. You're not losing anything. Boy, we can apply that to so much in anything in our life. You're not losing anything. Instead, you're gaining incredible benefits, not just in your health, energy, and finances, but also in your confidence, self-esteem, freedom, and above all, the quality and length of your future life. Right? Yeah. Coping skill. Yep. My friend Misty, who lives in Indiana and has been my dear friend of mine for 39 years, we were talking about this. I was telling you guys about this last Monday, about us talking about, because she's been a smoker ever since we went to high school. In fact, her and I tried it together when she first got started. We both tried it. I couldn't inhale, so therefore I didn't care anything about it. So, but yes. Now, by the time you finish the book, smoking will probably strike you as the most absurd thing imaginable, because that's how he delivers this book, this message. But once you realize it offers you no real advantages, the smoking, that is, there's no reason to keep doing it. There's no advantage to it, so why keep doing it? And the point of this is that it flips that second law of behavior change on its head. Totally flips it. So the second law of behavior change is you want to make this habit desirable. But what this book does is it flips it to make it seem undesirable. So, and I get that this might sound a bit too simple, but just change your perspective and you can stop smoking, right? But hang on for just 1 second here. Let's do a quick chat participation time. Who here has cravings? And what is one craving that you have a hard time saying no to? I think it's safe to say that we all have cravings of something. So what is a craving? Can you think of one craving that you have and that you have a hard time saying no to? Mine, I just finished one bag because I was stress eating a while ago. But yeah, this little 3.5 ounces, I love. This is no promotion for Albanese or anything. But Albanese gummy bears, these have to be the best gummy bears. Gummy bears. Now where was I going? Oh, Haribo? No, don't like those. They're hard. These are always soft and fresh when you take them out of the package. So yeah, I've already finished that bag. I finished another bag the other night, and then I got one more bag right here. This is my craving, and this is my weakness. I love anything gummy, anything sour and sweet, like Sour Patch Kids. I love those. But this is my favorite brand, if I had to pick a brand. All right, so let's see what some of you guys come up with. And then I was thinking, well, drumsticks. I have an ice cream drumstick not every night, but almost every night. And so that's kind of become one of those. But I think that was more of, I feel like I got to have a snack with Bella. Not necessarily that I need it or even want it, So Lisa D says ice cream. Josie says sugar, right? Love sugar. Joanne says ice cream. Some of y'all are the same. Steph says caffeine. And I knew, pickle chips. I thought Cool was just going to say anything pickle. Anything pickle related. So Cool says pickle chips. Tammy says chocolate. Karen says chips. I knew that was for Karen. Karen and my youngest daughter, Harley, are identical when it comes to chips. Those two, I've never known bigger chip lovers than those two. Selena says stain and craze stuff. We all knew that was coming, right? It doesn't have to be food, guys. It doesn't have to be food. Right? And I'm sure if you go back to it, it probably makes you feel quite awful. Mr. Steph says coffee. Mine would be Diet Coke. I'm not a coffee drinker. So when I get up in the morning, I get ready. Then when I go have breakfast, I got to have a Diet Coke. And Robert be like, oh, don't talk to her. She hasn't had her Diet Coke yet. Thank you, guys. Kathy says, I don't really crave any food items. Other things I crave, though. Well, that's what I was saying. It could be anything. Doesn't have to be food related. Robin Tyson, I was just thinking about you. It's so funny. I will just be thinking about you guys, and I'll see you pop up somewhere, whether it's on my Facebook or chat. And I'm like, I was just thinking about her. Welcome in, Robin. I missed you, girl. We got Harry here. Hey, Harry. Welcome in, buddy. Always love seeing you in here. I'm always curious to see what you're going to say. Always good things, though. Always good things. Karen says coffee also. Chips. I see you with chips, number one. Coffee, I would maybe not even guess. All the time, Mama Sands. All the time. See, I knew there was a reason why I loved your mom so much, Selena. That was my brother's favorite. So every year for his birthday, or whenever I'm thinking about my brother, always got to have a Dr. Pepper. Dr. Pepper was a staple over in his family. So when we went out with my sister-in-law and her new husband and her mom and one of my nephews, my sister-in-law, and Drew, my youngest nephew, we all had a Dr. Pepper in honor of my brother's birthday. Oh, yes, I've heard. Steph said the first 9 days off sugar was like coming off a drug. Yes, seriously, it's been almost a year. Not going back, not worth it, right? Yes. And that's another reason why I love these. Still has sugar in it, but if I'm eating them every now and then, that's one thing. So it's just when I do get them, I go nuts. But the sugar is not as high on those as some of the others. I know you have a coffee when you come into the store, over at Hometown. But I just never really have, not like Leela. Leela's like, is the coffee made? I always look at Leela and go, Leela, I don't drink coffee, therefore I don't make coffee. She's like, I know. And now that's what she says. She goes, I know, you don't make coffee because you don't drink it. Exactly. No need to ask. See, Harry, I knew there was a reason why I love you. Pepsi has to be my favorite. Diet Pepsi over Diet Coke. Every day, any day. Yes. That's why you see Diet Pepsi in my intro, Monday Motivation, because I love my Diet Pepsi. No, I love that, Lisa D. Happy birthday to your sister. Yeah. Might be getting ready to storm the second time he's walked outside. Right? Yeah, Steph. Yep. Exactly, Karen. It will. It will definitely give you a headache. All right. Thank you for participating in that. So those of you that might be lurking, you're new in the background. I didn't even share this out tonight. Well, thank you that we still have 25 people here. Did not even share this out tonight. Those of you that might be lurking in the background, you're new to the chat and everything, you're new to my channel, I do chat participation. If you participate in chat, I give you a star and you get entered to the monthly drawing, which, woo! Sorry, guys, just knocked everything over. Which goes into this cup. So there you go. And then I do shorts every day. So when you comment on my shorts with the hashtag of the day, you get entered to a totally different drawing. So anyways, we do those on the first Monday of each month. All right, let me figure out where my notes jump to. There we go. Okay, so where do the cravings come from? Every action that we take is driven by both an immediate desire and a deeper reason. And we're going to go over what I mean on that. Oh, goodness, Kathy. For instance, this is where I'll give you a deeper look into this. Sometimes, like I said, I find myself craving the gummy candy. Specifically, if I'm specific on which one's my favorite, it is Nerd Clusters, hands down. I love Nerd Clusters. Or this brand right here. But usually I'm thinking, I really want some. And if you were to ask me why I feel this way, I wouldn't say it's because I wouldn't be saying, but it's part of it. It's because I need food to live, right? Welcome in, Robin. Good to see you, buddy. Good to see you. I totally forgot to share this out. Well, we were also running behind, so if I'm honest, that craving for the gummy candy ties back to my basic need for nourishment, hydration. So if it's some of y'all say caffeine, yeah, it's Coke, but you still need. I know it's what do you call it? What's the word I'm looking for, guys? Dehydrates you, but again, it ties back to that basic need of having to have something to drink. So while I might only think of Nerd Clusters in this moment, the real motivation is about fulfilling my need for food and water. The black gummy bears, are they licorice? So some of the underlying motives that we might have it includes things like conserving energy, obtaining food and water, finding love and reproduction, connect and bond with others, win social acceptance and approval. Maybe it's to reduce uncertainties. And it also is in achieving status and prestige, is the underlying motives to some of the cravings that we have. And again, I told you, it didn't have to be a food craving. It could be any craving whatsoever. Cravings are really just the surface expression of a deeper feeling and need. Your brain isn't hardwired to crave smoking. Your brain isn't hardwired to scroll through Instagram or any of the other social media. It's not even hardwired to, if you're into playing video games or games on your phone, those kind of things that you can't, you pick up your phone, you're always either scrolling through social media or you're playing a game on your phone. At its core, what you truly seek is to lessen uncertainty and ease the anxiety. Smoking, playing video games on your phone, or binge watching TV, finding social acceptance and approval, or gaining a sense of status, being number one on this game. And I only say that because I've been playing games on my phone here lately. So it's like, if I hit first place, I win the extra coins and I win the package of cards that don't mean anything. And, that I'm in first place. That's what I win. So if you take a look at almost any product designed to be addictive, if you look at those, you'll notice that it doesn't create new reasons. It doesn't create new motivation for us to use it. Instead, it taps into the basic motivations that are a part of just being a human. So let's do another chat participation here. Who here remembers the cigarette commercials, whether it was on TV or in magazines and such? Who here remembers those commercials? Just say, I do, I, yes, no, I don't, whatever. That'd be a lengthy answer. But who here remembers all the cigarette commercials? Joanne says, I do. We got Kathy, me. Josie says, I do. Steph says, yep, I'm that old. I was going to say, I didn't think about that. The younger generation probably doesn't know what we're talking about. Harry says, I do. Lisa D says, yes. Robin says, I do. Karen says, me. Robin says, yes. Tammy says, yes. Cool says, yes, I sure do. And the magazine ads, right? Robin Tyson says, Marlboro Man, yes. Y'all remember those, right? Why do you think they took away, besides the health reasons, why do you also think that they took away the cigarette commercials, whether it was on TV or in the magazines and such? Do y'all remember what you would see in those commercials, and whether it was on TV or in the magazine and stuff? It's because they always show people together more times than not. It show people having a good time and puffing on the cigarette and everything. And they were all having a good time together. It encouraged it, is what it did. The crying Indian, right? Yes. That's what Selena's. Me, and I remember the crying Indian. Right? Cool. It was cool. Yes. Healthy people and not reality, right? But it's because there's always people together. Same thing with the drinking commercials. More times than not, you see people are together. They're hanging out at a bar. They're at a party or whatever, And now the commercials, if you think about it, because it just made me stop and think about it. If you think about the commercials now where it's about stopping smoking, you should stop this because it causes this, and it's whatever the person has going on, and it's showing things like a hole in the throat and the guy's cleaning his throat out, or they're missing parts of their body, or whatever it may be. If you notice how those never really show anybody else around them. Have y'all ever noticed that when they did the smoking commercials, rather on TV or magazine, there was everybody around them. They looked cool doing it and everything. But as soon as they do these commercials where it's talking about stop smoking because it can destroy, cut down on your life and everything, Notice how those people in those commercials very rarely, I can't even think of one, but there's nobody sitting there next to them. There's nobody, smiling and chumming it up with them or anything. Right? Oh, what did Harry say? Because Harry always got a good one. Yes, that sat right inside the places. Yes. I always like it because you pull on the handle, and it drops. I never did it for myself, but I did it for my daddy, that's for sure. I always like, pulling it. It was just like the slot machines. Oh, let me see what I won, But if you look at those commercials now, because I was thinking about the comparison of these and how when we used to be able to see the commercials for the cigarette smoking, everybody was having a good time and so forth. And now if you look at where these people are suffering because of what smoking has caused, and I'm sure there's other things that's going along with it, but they're just sitting there on the screen by themselves, showing what they have to go through. There's nobody around, nobody there to celebrate it. So it doesn't look as glamorous, right? But think about it. You want to find love and start a family. Maybe you're a single person and you're not married or with anybody, but you want to find love and start a family. What is there out there for you to do? Dating apps. You want to connect and bond with others. What is that equal to? Browsing any social app that you can think of. You want social acceptance and approval. Equals posting on any social apps that you can think of as well. You want to reduce uncertainty about something that's going on. All you do is search on good old Google. Google will tell you everything, right? You want to achieve status and prestige. Like I just mentioned, play a video game on your phone. Your habits are like modern solutions to age-old desires. These desires have been going on throughout the beginning of Earth and everything. They're just new takes on timeless vices, is all it is. Exactly cool, right? Yep, they changed the whole paradigm of it, which I understand why, I remember that, Joanne. Yes, that you could actually get a note from your parent and go and actually buy them at the store for your parent, right? That's before the good old carding, which doesn't really happen as much as you think it should be. But your habits are just modern solutions to the age-old desires. While the reasons behind our behavior hasn't changed much over time, the specific habit that we adopt do vary with each era. So here's the interesting part. There are countless ways to tackle the same feelings or situation. Harry said, dating apps aren't the way to go. God will send you someone when it's your time. Dating apps are so dangerous. Yes, but I met my Roflo 25 years ago. But I did it the right way. I had him pick me up at my parents' house so my parents would know when I left and when I got back, even though I was 25, I guess, at the time. But they had my kids. And anyways, it turned out to be the best thing I ever did. So again, like I was saying, though, that there's countless ways to tackle the same feelings or situation. For instance, there's one person who might light up a cigarette to manage their stress, while someone else finds relief from anxiety by just going for a run. Just because you have certain habits doesn't mean that they're the best solutions. They're simply what you've picked up over time. And once you link a specific way of coping to a problem, it becomes your go-to method. Habits are all about the connections that we make. And these connections help us decide if a habit is worth sticking to or not. As we discussed in our previous topics about the first law that we covered several weeks ago, your brain is always soaking up information and picking up cues from your surroundings. Remember, we talked about our surroundings and how that influences us. Each time you notice a cue, your brain kicks into gear automatically, running a little simulation and figure out what you should do next. Right? If you do it smart, they're not terrible. So your brain just automatically, we never notice this process until we stop and try to break it down. We never notice because it's so quick. So for example, Q would be, you notice that the stove is hot. The prediction, if I touch it, I'll get burned. So I should avoid touching it, right? Let's do another quick one. The Q, you see that the traffic light turned green. Your prediction is, if I step on the gas, I'll make it safely through the intersection and get closer to where I'm going. So I should step on the gas, right? Light's green, I need to go. When you notice a cue, you draw on your past experiences to classify it and decide how to respond. And all of this, it unfolds, like I said, in a split second, but it plays a vital role in shaping your habits. Every action you take is based on a prediction. Karen, yes, get it. Going over the girls' graduation stuff, yes. Of course, you got to pay for it now, right? Yes. Congratulations on having them three getting ready to graduate this next year in 2026. That's an awesome achievement. So while life often feels like a reaction to events, it's really more about anticipating what comes next. Throughout the day, you're constantly guessing how to respond based on what you just experienced and what has worked for you before. You're in the constant loop of predicting what's going to happen next in the very next moment. Constantly, we're in this loop. Our actions, hold on, I gotta read what Tammy said. Wait on red to stop yellow. Be like Scooter, mash that pedal on the right? Yes. I'm like, yellow just means caution. It just means caution. I will say, on my way to pick up dinner at Zaxby's, who did not have chicken, of all things, tonight. Yes, I'm still stuck on that for those of you that were over on Tammy's channel. They did not have chicken tonight. I'm like, you're a chicken restaurant. What do you mean you don't have chicken? Anyways, I digress. But while I was waiting to make that left-hand turn, my light had turned green. The arrow had just flashed green. And I'll be darned if two cars doesn't fly on through from the other direction. And the biggest part of it was seeing that a cop was right behind them. And of course, whoop, whoop, turns on the light and goes down the street. And of course, the first one gets away with it. And they could have maybe had a yellow light. I don't know. But the truck truly did run the red light. And so they pulled it. That's the first time I ever got to see that. I was like, finally, there's a cop around to catch these people when they run the red light. So, anyways, I got to figure out where I'm at now. So our actions, they really do hinge on how we predict things, how they will turn out. In simpler terms, it's not just what happens to us that matters, it's how we view those experiences that shapes our behavior. For instance, two people can see the same cigarette. Traffic circles, do not get me started on the roundabouts. Do not get me started on that. Y'all seen some of those shorts. But two people can see the same cigarette. One might feel a strong desire to smoke it, while the other one finds it off-putting because of the smell. But that single cue can trigger a positive habit for one person and a negative habit for another person. And it's depending on their expectations. In essence, the roots of our habit lies in the prediction that we make beforehand. I do live on Roundabout Lane and I hate it. When we gaze into the future, our predictions stir up feelings, what we often call cravings. And these feelings, desires, and urges, they shape how we interpret cues from our surroundings and the predictions we create that ultimately guides our actions. For example, you're likely aware of how warm or cold you're currently feeling, wherever you're at. And if you feel that the temperature dips just a degree, you're probably not going to, or rises 1 degree, you're probably not going to think twice about it. But if it drops by 10 degrees or goes up by 10 degrees, you're definitely going to notice the chill or the heat. And you're going to either A, reach for extra layer of clothing, or B, go turn the AC down, right? That sensation of coldness is what signals you to take action. You were picking up on those cues the whole time. But it's only when you realize that you would be more comfortable in a warmer state that you respond. It's getting hot in here, right? I know when I was making this note for myself, I was like, well, you know, my toes are a little cold right now. You know, it's like I wasn't even thinking about that until I put that in the note. So let's see. So, and a craving is also a feeling when you sense that something is off. It's that urge to shift how you feel inside. For instance, when there is a temperature drop, there's a mismatch between what your body is experiencing and what it really wants. This disconnect between your current feelings and what you prefer to feel gives you the motivation to take the action. Desire is simply the gap between your current self and the person you envision becoming. Even the smallest actions that we take are driven by our wish to change how we feel in that moment. I understand that. Yeah, and it's ever so often, like I normally do not like it, but ever so often, I don't know if it's a certain cigarette or if I'm just feeling melancholy at the time or what, but there's a certain one that ever so often immediately makes me think of my dad. So there's times I'm like, I don't like the smell, but there's the time that triggers those emotions of my dad. So, and it's like, oh, you know, it makes me think of him and it makes me smile, even though I didn't agree with it. It made me smile. So, but my daddy was 70, let's see, he was 75 when he passed. I remember going with him to the doctor at 70, maybe when he turned 70. But I went with him to the doctor and she's like, let's see, you're this old? And he's like, yeah. And she's like, if you still enjoy it, you still like it, might as well keep on. You know, this really isn't going to make a huge difference in your life. But anyways, so yeah, I don't like it. However, it does bring back certain feelings when this, and it's only it's got to be a certain cigarette smell, believe it or not. Yeah, 68 is a good degree, but a good degree. It's a good temp, but Robert, no. So when you find yourself, let's just say binge eating, if you're a binge eater, or you're lighting a cigarette, or you're scrolling through social media, playing a game on your phone, it's not those things that you truly crave. What you're really after is, here's an eye-opener, or it was for me, what you're really after is a different feeling than what you were feeling before you did that, before you binge eat, lit up a cigarette, scrolled through social media, played a game. You're really after a different feeling. Our emotions, they play a crucial role in guiding us on when to stay put or when to shake things up. So they help us determine the right path to take. All right, Tammy. Right, Harry? Yes, I always wonder about that. I always wonder people that don't smoke anymore. I know my stepdad, he was a heavy smoker at one point, and he was talking about how his sinuses were so out of whack when he quit smoking. So again, it's those emotions that help us determine what the right path is to take. So neurologists have found that when our feelings are affected, that too, Mary. Yep, we got to keep the brain active too. But neurologists, they have found that when our feelings are affected, our decision-making skills can really suffer. And it's without those emotional cues that we struggle to know what to pursue and what to steer clear of. There's a neuroscientist, Antonio Damasio. He puts it that our emotions is what helps us label things, which is very true. It's our emotions that help us label things if it's good, bad, or a neutral feeling. In short, the cravings that you have and the habits you develop are really just ways to meet your deeper needs. When a habit fulfills a need, you start to crave it more. Over time, you might realize that scrolling through social media makes you feel appreciated, or that binge watching YouTube helps you escape your worries. Bravo channel on TV helps me escape reality. I watch reality. How messed up is this? I watch reality TV to escape my reality. Right? Like, that's so messed up in my head right now. But I do. I watch reality TV to escape my reality. So, that we do. We often find ourselves drawn to habits that give us a positive vibe, whether it's right or wrong. And understanding this is what can empower us, though, to use it to our benefit instead of letting it work against us. Forensic shows, right, Robin? Yes, I'll get into those sometimes. So chat participation time. Here we go. Let's do another one. Who here has a hard habit that they want to start, but you're having a hard time setting? Or if you are someone who started a habit that was hard at first, what was it? Right, Tammy? I need to escape my reality because I work so hard. Mary says, when I was at my lowest, smoking, drugs, alcohol, for example, I was looking for coping tools to deal with life and emotions. Yes, very much so. Get a star for that. So is there a hard habit? Like for me, 17 weeks ago was getting back into listing. I know that sounds so minor, but it was. And now that I'm seeing the fruits of that labor, now that I'm starting to see how much it has impacted my pocketbook and everything, it's like, oh, I need to keep doing that because it's paying off. You know, there's a reason why I'm doing this. There's a reason why I get up at 6:30 so I can get ready and have time to list. Just three items, so I can make a little bit of extra money. Right? Yes. Mary says, I find it hard to separate feelings with objects. Yes. And that can definitely be very hard to do. Josie says, going to start walking every day like I used to. Right? That's another one that I've been toying with in my head. And it's like, well, if I got up at 6 o'clock, I could go walk for 15 minutes, come home, do my usual getting ready. You know, it's just doing it. Mary says, memories. Yes. Harry says, my habit was getting used to talking to others. I used to be so shy. Not you, Harry. And got into a habit of talking to others so I could be happy. Yes. Tammy says, I push myself a lot and I go all in and it's a problem sometimes. Yes. 1,000%. I'm with you on that one. Yes. I either go all in and there's things I go all in and I knew I shouldn't have gone all in. Lisa says, I just called you Lisa. Lisa D says, go and start walking with my doctor. We are starting tomorrow. Love it. Get it, girl. Get it. Robin says she's always been a loud one. Somehow I believe that, Robin. Selena says, Lord, the list is long of things I need to get in the habit for. Well, I need you to give me one. So if there's a hard habit that you have a hard time setting, or if there was one that you did, and at first it was hard, but now it's been rather a little bit easier, maybe. So let's now look at how to reprogram our brain to enjoy hard habits. There is a way to enjoy hard habits. You can make tough habits more appealing by linking them to positive experiences. Sometimes all it takes is a little shift in your mindset, just a little one, not a big one, a little one. Kathy said, I had a positive habit I did daily for several months and quit a few weeks ago. It involved others and no one has said anything. It's hard to be motivated to start another hard habit that's positive. Yes. And it can be when you've been disappointed. But the key thing is you keep trying, right? You got to keep trying. Steph says, walking our fur babies is something I've been able to get consistent with. Mine is our 5-day trip. Now it's to get back on track with other areas, right? Yes. Yes. And sometimes also, Kathy, I will say that you need to be making sure that you're doing this for you. You're not doing it for other people. You're not doing it to get the recognition or whatever. You're doing it for you. It's something that is positive for you. It's something that motivates you. And it's, it fulfills you. So sometimes we have to do things that it's just for us. It has nothing to do with anybody else, right? That's a good one. Try not to go off the handle when people hurt the people I love, right? Yes. All right, I'll give you a star for that one. So, what I mean by the whole mindset shift thing, for example, think about how we often frame our daily task. We say things like, I have to wake up early for work. I have to wake up early so I can list. Or I need to make another sales call, or I need to do another listing, whatever it may be in your life. In my case, it's, for my business. And even I must cook dinner for my family, or I must cook dinner for myself, whatever that might be. But what if we rephrased it and focus on the benefits instead? So now let's think about this. Instead of saying you have to do something, how about saying you get to do it? You get to do it. You don't have to do it. You get to do it. So, I think most of you know that my boss's wife and daughter was in a really, really bad car wreck back in June. So, in fact, it was the Thursday that we left to go get Selena. We were coming back from Tennessee, and I get a text from a boss saying that his wife had been in a really bad work. Really bad work. I'm reading what y'all was in a really bad wreck. And maybe a few weeks ago, her and I were texting because Matt had to get Easton. We had Easton up at the office, which is their oldest son. And I think Matt might have been in a meeting at the time, and she came by the office to bring Easton something to drink. And I think I might have been stuck on the phone when she actually left. I did get to see her, hug her neck, and all that kind of stuff. But when she left, I think I was stuck on the phone. And she texted me, and in which, as we were just discussing, would have been her have to statement. The thing that she texted me was her have to, would have been her have to statement. And what she texted me was, bye friend, now back to Aubrey. It's like a pinball. And the next sentence, she changed it without realizing it to her get to. And she typed, I'm even more grateful for it now. You see what I'm saying? She normally, before that wreck happened, it would have been, well, now I got to get back to Aubrey and run her to wherever, the 100th place that she needs to be. To now, she's even more grateful that she even gets to do it. She gets to do it. She doesn't have to do it. She gets to do it. Imagine saying I get to wake up early for work. Picture that you get to make another sales call or another listing so you put more money in your pocket for your business. Think about that you get to cook a delicious dinner for your family. By simply changing that one little word, you can transform how you see each of these activities. Instead of viewing them as burdens, you start to see them as exciting opportunities. The important thing to remember is that both perspectives on reality hold true. You need to take action, and at the same time, you have the opportunity to enjoy those activities. But they both hold true, the have and I get. They both hold true, but you have the opportunity to change that, take an action so that you get to enjoy taking that action. See them as blessings, right, Josie? Yes. Staying grateful is a home run from God. Yes. There you go, Joanne. I love it. I get to pay my bills every month. Yes. Yes. You're picking up what I'm laying down, Joanne. I love it. Selena says, I get to save my family's lives, but me not cooking, right? By me not cooking. Yes. If you need a further eye-opener on this, guys, let me tell you this. I once heard a fascinating story about a man who used a wheelchair. We've all probably known somebody that's been in a wheelchair, right? When someone asked him if it was tough to be in that position, he replied, I want you to listen to his answers. I'm getting chills as I'm about to tell you this. That's how you know when something affects me. I always get chills on the right side of my right side leg. Always. Always. Robert showed me something earlier, and I'm like, yep, I got the chills going. And I always get the little goosebumps showing up. So, when someone asked him if it was tough to be in that position, his reply, and I want you to hear it, I'm not trapped in my wheelchair. I'm actually free because of it. Without my wheelchair, I would be bedbound, never stepping outside of my home. This change in mindset completely changed the way he approached each day. That he gets to live another day, that he gets to breathe another day, he gets to see his family, he gets to go outside of his home, he gets to still continue to live and do that sitting up. He still gets to get out of bed, you know? Think about your habits in a new way by focusing on the good that they bring instead of the negatives. I get to do my listings so I can get more money to do whatever it is I need to do. I get more listings I do more listings. I get to do more listings because it fulfills that entrepreneurial spirit that I have within myself. I get to go to work every day. Not so many people are blessed that they get to go to work every day. There are people out there looking for jobs right now, and they can't get one. So I get to go to work every day. I'm very fortunate. I get to have a grouchy husband that, is griping because we didn't see the sign for the yard sale. I'm just throwing that out there. Quick little jab, Yes, right, Mary? Yes. That's how I felt about the scooter I got to use. They were my legs, my freedom. Yes, that's exactly how the story goes even further into it. It's about the freedom that he got from it. Right, Lisa D? Those of you that have had to be in a wheelchair, maybe you had to use a wheelchair for a while, but now you're walking. You appreciate each step that you get to take with those legs, right? That you get to walk every day. You might not want to walk every day, but now you get to walk every day, right? That's how we're changing it. Robin said, I worked in an HIV clinic. I was flabbergasted when a patient said that AIDS saved her life because she was on the street doing drugs and would be dead by now. Chills. Chills again. Yes. Right, Tammy? Yes. Grateful for everything in my life and just keep on going no matter how bad I'm hurting. Just keep on keeping on. You get to keep on keeping on. Oh, wow, Mary. It just opened so many new doors for you, didn't it? I love that. Yes. Yes, right? I wasn't picking on his vision, but it was hot. He was grouchy. I think I even texted Selena because I think Selena tried to call me, and I was like, I'm with the grouchy man right now. I know it, Harry. I know it. Look at you. But I get to be my grouchy husband. That's the positive, right? Kind of like Joanne. I get to pay my bills. Yes. So the simple shift, just this one little thing, the have to the get. The simple shift, it can quickly change your mindset and it makes your habits feel much more appealing. Exercise doesn't have to feel like a chore that drains your energy. Instead, think of it as an opportunity to develop your skills and boost your strength. Instead of saying, I need to go for a run this morning, try telling yourself, it's time to build my endurance and get faster. When it comes to finance, saving money often feels like a sacrifice, but here's a more uplifting perspective. Think of saving as a gateway to freedom instead of a limitation. If you embrace this simple idea, living below your means now can lead to greater financial opportunities in the future. You'll see the light. Yep, we're calling me the rest of the day. The money that you set aside this month, it boosts your ability to spend next month. So let's shift the way that we view saving and recognize it as a step towards a brighter financial future. Meditation can be quite challenging for some of us, especially when you're trying to focus and, it's when you try to focus that those distractions, they just keep popping up. And if you ever meditated, you know what I mean by that. Woo-hoo! Yes, you get to pay an $800 house insurance this month, right? You are so happy about it. Woo-hoo! You don't have to pay that, but you get to pay it. Yes. Oh, I love you guys. I love y'all so much. So, instead of feeling frustrated, you can turn those annoyances into a delightful opportunity. Each time your mind wanders when you're trying to meditate, it's a perfect moment to gently guide your attention back to your breath. Those distractions are not setbacks, guys. Those distractions are not setbacks. They're just part of the process, helping you become better at meditation or anything else that you get distractions in. If you're feeling nervous before a big presentation or going live on YouTube, those of you that say y'all get nervous to go live on YouTube, I used to when I first started out. Now it's just like, no big deal, hit live, let's go live. Or maybe you have like an important competition that's coming up. It's totally normal to feel that. A lot of people experience a rapid breathing, a racing heart, and increased excitement. That's what I get, is the excitement part. And if we see that these sensations in a negative light, if we look at them in a negative light, oh, daggum, I'm nervous. I'm just going to screw up. I'm just not going to say the right thing, do the right thing, whatever it may be. It can make us feel tense and make us feel threatened. But if we shift our perspective and we interpret those feelings positively, we can move with confidence and ease at that point. And instead of saying, I'm nervous, try telling yourself, I'm excited. I'm so excited. And this adrenaline is helping me to focus. So when you're feeling nervous, those of you that just started dabbling your feet in YouTube and you get nervous before we go live or whatever, step back and go, I am excited. I have this opportunity to go live on YouTube. And some of us, we get to go live and make a fool of ourselves, right? And the adrenaline from that is helping you to focus. Right? Yes. So important right there, Selena. Oh, I love that, Harry. He said, I thank God we get to come here and discuss things like this and chat with our friends. Yes. It's coming, Selena. It is definitely coming. These simple mindset changes, no, they're not miraculous by any means. just like paying your house insurance, paying your bills. Changing that thought process is not miraculous, but it can really help transform how you feel about a specific habit or a situation that you're in. For example, if you always listen to the same song before getting intimate with your loved one, you'll start to connect that tune with the experience. Then wherever you want to set the mood, just hit play and let the magic music work its magic, right? Ed Lattimore, a boxer and a writer from Pittsburgh, unknowingly tapped into a powerful strategy. And he noted that it's a strange realization. Just by putting on my headphones while I write, my focus and concentration improve, even without any music playing. It was a process of just putting the headphones on. Just like a smoker, it's a process of lighting the cigarette. It's not the cigarette itself. It's the process of it. And what he didn't realize was that he was training his brain. At first, he would put on his headphones, he'd play some of his favorite tunes, and then he would dive into his work. And after doing this a few times, be it 5, 10, or 20, simply donning the headphones, putting the headphones on, became a strong signal for his brain, one that he instinctively connected with heightened focus. It was natural for that craving to follow, like the movie 10. But now, Selena's 8 Shades of Red. Yes. Forget about 50. So that craving will naturally follow. Athletes, they often rely on the similar technique. If you notice, they'll have the headphones as they're entering into the stadium for the big game that they're about to play. They do this to get into the right frame of mind for competition. I played my most powerful music when I've done the half marathons. A lot of times it was Rocky, Eye of the Tiger, all the music from Rocky movies. All those pump me up for the most part. So it would be those kind of things. It would be Girls, We Rule the World, Beyonce music. It would be anything like that that would get me into that mindset of competing. So, for instance, an athlete might establish a routine that involves stretching and throwing the ball before every game, whether it be football, baseball, whatever. And this entire process, it can take about 10 minutes, and it happens consistently each time. Not only does that routine help with warm up their bodies, but it also sets the tone mentally. They start to link this pregame habit with feelings of competitiveness and focus, just like I said about the music with the half marathon. It sets that competitive feeling that I have in me. And even if they're not really feeling pumped at first, by the time they finish their ritual, they're in full game mode. It's on. Let's do this. Let's go for it. You can easily use this approach for just about anything. For example, if you want to boost your overall happiness, think about what truly brings you joy, like cuddling your dog or enjoying a relaxing bubble bath. I am not a bath person. I'm a shower person. So the whole bath thing, I can never get my head wrapped around it. I love it, Selena. So, and if that's what it is, if it's petting your dog, cuddling with your dog, whatever that may be, if it's taking a bubble bath, whatever, then establish that as a simple routine to do right before you indulge in that favorite activity. You might try taking 3 deep breaths and then flashing a smile to set the vibe. 3 deep breaths, smile, pet the dog, repeat. And if I find that I am more grouchy and negative about life, or I'm not happy, everything is just doom and gloom type of situation, I will usually start with what I'm listening to in my car. And y'all have heard me tell this story over and over again, but it's so freaking true. My car for a year now has probably stayed on K-Love. Now, I'm not saying that I'm still not grouchy. I don't have my negative days, or I'm not happy. My friends can tell you otherwise. But I tell you, it's not as much as it is when I don't have my radio set on something that feeds my soul, and it helps with my mood as well. Over time, you'll start thinking You breathe and smile routine. Turn the radio on K-Love and smile, right? And you're going to relate that routine with a feeling good. It turns into a little signal that tells your mind it's time to be happy. And once that habit is set, you can pull out whenever your mood needs a lift. So if I get into watching more not watching, but listening to more YouTube in the car, because I love Emily D. Baker. She's an attorney. Used to be practicing attorney, but I love listening to her. Or if I'm talking, for example, y'all know I talk to Selena a lot of times on my way to work or on my way home from work. It's what I used to do with my dad all the time. And if I notice I'm just getting a little bit too much on the phone, then I'll put the phone down and have my K-Love on. If I know that I'm not getting fed spiritually, I guess is really what I'm saying. I'm getting too involved in the drama, if you will, or whatever, then I will start paying attention to that and be like, I need to really kick it up in my car and listen to my K-Love. If you're feeling stressed at work, just take 3 deep breaths and flash a smile, because everybody's going to be wondering what you're up to at that point, right? Feeling down about life, again, 3 deep breaths and a smile. It will do the trick. You will start laughing at yourself. But once this habit is formed, that simple cue, that quick 1-second cue, can spark a craving for joy, even if it doesn't relate to what prompted it initially. Right, Selena? That's why I feel about music. It always helps me. Yep, love music. Harry said, there's a day you're going to feel grouchy, but when that happens with me, I either call a friend or I go do something fun, and usually it goes away, right? There are so many times, and I'm sorry I keep using Selena as the example here, but there are so many times Selena can call me and I'm not in the mood to talk, and she knows it, and she knows it pretty quick. Sometimes she'll let me go, and she'll be like, okay, I'll talk to you later. I'm like, okay. And then there's other times that she just kind of nudges a little bit more. Well, how's your day going? Well, it's a crappy day, and I don't want to talk about it. Okay. Well, are you going to go live tonight? But it usually is about 2-3 questions into it, my mood has totally shifted from being so grouchy, upset, pissed off, whatever it may be, to where now I'm cutting up with her and we're, just shooting the breeze with each other, right? Yeah. Selena argues with my good side and my good angel and my bad angel. I'm always like, well, this one time they were just in a mood. And she's like, forget the mood. Forget that. So, kind of back to all of this. To break your bad habits, if you have some bad habits, you're wanting to break them, the first step is to shift how you think about them. And it can be challenging, but if you can change your expectations, you can turn a tough habit into something that feels rewarding and appealing. So let's review real quick what we went over tonight. I know we are over time. I always love being with you guys, so it never bothers me. And I hope that's why most of y'all are still here, because there's something in this that you are getting out of it, whether it's words that I'm giving you, chat is giving you, or you just enjoy being here. The inversion of the second law of behavior change is to make it unattractive. So if you got a bad habit out there, you want to make that bad habit unattractive. We cover that every behavior has a surface level craving and a deeper underlying motive. That our habits are modern day solutions to ancient desires. We also learn that the cause of your habits is actually the prediction that precedes them. The prediction leads to a feeling. We also highlighted the benefits of avoiding a bad habit to make it seem unattractive. And lastly, we discovered how our habits are attractive when we associate them with a positive feeling and unattractive when we associate them with a negative feeling. So we go from a have to a get to. We create a motivation ritual by doing something that you enjoy immediately before a difficult habit. And then that's it, guys. That is it for tonight's topic. Selena says, I'll be mad about my brother, and she'll say, well, I'll say, I don't want to hear from your good angel. I'm mad at him. She called me down. Oh, Harry says, I was feeling grouchy earlier. I'm so glad you came on. When I come in here, I cheer right up. Everyone here is so great. I love you, Harry. I always love seeing what you're going to say, Harry. You say the most, what's the word I'm thinking of? The deeper, you take it to a deeper level sometimes, when I'm asking the question, or you'll give it a whole new, refreshing way to look at something, That's what I love about your answers, or just being in here talking in chat. There are things that you say that I'll sit there and go, oh, that's another way to look at that. I love that, All of you do that. So, let's see. So, real quick, guys, before I cut you out of here and everything, we have now covered the first law of behavior change when we want to create a good habit, which is to make it obvious. We also covered in the first law of behavior change that when we want to break a bad habit, we have to make it invisible. We now have finished the second law of behavior change. When we want to create a good habit, we have to make it attractive. And then we also learned that when we want to break a bad habit, in the second law of behavior change, that we've learned now to make it an attractive. So starting next Monday, there's a reason why I'm saying this. Starting next Monday, we are going to jump into the third law of behavior change. Remember, there are 4. So we are now over halfway through. There are 4. And so next week, we'll be learning that if we want to create a good habit, the third law states that we have to make it easy. We have to make it easy. And then we'll cover that when we want to break that habit with the third law of behavior change, that it states that we must make it difficult. So next week, we're going to be talking about how to make them easy. And then at some point, we're going to be talking about how to make it difficult if it's a habit that we want to break. So tomorrow night, I will be on with Selena and probably Steph for our one fry short of a Happy Meal at 7:30 p.m. Central. We might have another guest on with us as well. So you got to be here tomorrow night at 7:30 p.m. Central to figure out who that guest is again. Wednesday night, I will be on over at Josie's Place at 6 p.m. 6 p.m. Central over on Josie's Place channel. That's Wednesday night at 6 p.m. Thursday night at 7:30 p.m. Central, I will have Cool Ranch Dorito back on with me. And if for some reason she can't make it, then obviously I'll still probably be on. Anyways, regardless, 7:30 p.m. Central here Thursday night on my channel. Next Monday Motivation, on episode 135, we will be discussing never walking backwards. Never walking backwards. How does that have to do with habits? Well, you'll just have to be here next Monday night at 8 p.m. Central to find out what that even has to do with habits and how does that have anything to do with habits, right? You take care too, Mary. It's so good to see you. Knock it out of the ballpark. Yes. Change is the only constant in life. Knock it out of the ballpark. I love it, Mary. I will give you another star. Good job. I love it. So, make sure you do all the YouTube things. If you haven't already, before you get out of here, make sure you are subscribed to my channel. Make sure you ring that bell for all notifications and a thumbs up. If you haven't done it already, I would greatly appreciate the thumbs up on your way out. Make it a great week. If I don't see you somewhere on the YouTube, remember, you are not powerless. You are not powerless. You have the strength and determination to overcome any challenge and achieve your goals. It all starts with believing in yourself and your ability to create a positive change. Change your haves to gets, right? Good night, everybody. Thank you for being here. Now let's do this thing. Bye, everybody.